Hi, welcome to the DoD official mailroom of Chartertoconductor.com. Charterconductor, a purpose for the intelligent railroader.com. Alright, looking at our Conrail. Nice little spelling bee kinda. Alright, working on the X-type motor. This is our X-type motor. Notice it's got 4 cylinders in an X-type fashion and like a weight belt on it, kind of like a championship belt. What we were working on today is the Govenor, which we finished our side drawing of it. So let's put this on the table. Alright, what we did is I took our power piston and then an accumulator and then your throttle linkage. This gives the accumulator a little bit of fuel in the bypass valve, which runs down to a rotary check pipe. And rotary check pipe goes in the fuel. This little there's two O-rings right there. Fills up the fuel plunges while it fills up through this whole little gravity hole. So both these are asymmetrical, and these are rotor tricks right here. They're given a loop design. Notice they're dashed in 4s on every one of them. Is the best way I can think of how to show that. And then one that goes all the way around, but not through the bypass valve. Next, you run into your oil check valve. This is your nozzle, runs back through this pipe, the accumulator, and I'll show you the piece of pie that we took out, and then the plunger again with throttle here and here from the power piston. Accumulators just giving a little bit of bypass fluid, spinning our free weights. So this whole rotary shaft rolls, turns over. Spring loaded, a little bit of cup and twisted springs and spreads out. This is in the full out position of the weights, and then it has 3 different crowns. One's an accumulator crown, the other one's a cap screw crown, the other one just is adjustment. So these rotary check valves are either given a handle or you can handle them. And this little blue strip right here, I'll show you what that is. That's a throttle linkage connection. So I can shut it all 4 pumps off at once. And a little lever type manual shut off. I'm going to tell you why these rotary check valves are important. But first let's go back and look at, we redid our belt drawings. Our belt drawings is going to go, I had actually drawn them off a little bit. This is the side view. So right here you'd have your oil pump, slinger, and then this would be the fuel spot, and then the oil, and it's given a shape like this, right? But that's vertical. It's cylindrical there. So this little square part is knocked out, but that Fleming law like that, and the fuel goes around it, like around the side in a regular circle. This is the other side where it doesn't go from the main flywheel to the oil pump. It goes to it spaces out the belt, so there's just a shaft now running the belt, now running a water pump. And then it shows the fuel pump regulator port and how symmetrical this is. This is a circle size and goes around every spot except for that square that we took out. And so eventually this will have a little hose going here, and that will keep our air pressure to the head block, keep the accumulator pressure going, so it will shut off. You can shut off when there's too much pressure. All right, your rotary check valves are just basically this. All three of them turn the same way on the same time. All right. So we wanted to look at our belt drawing. All right, we have our belts. Okay. We have our belts. This is the end. This is the rear end of the X-type motor. As you can see, there's a pulley here, a pulley there, and then their first pulley with an oil pump. So what we do here is we took out we matched these up. That should be sufficient. And then you'd have your turbochargers over top the camshaft where we did our cookie cutter at. And then you'd have your two turbochargers, and it shows you how far the Govenor is going to go back. So that's that. Okay, back to the rotary check valves. Alright. We have one of these. I don't know how good you are at these, but basically I made it into a square program where then this pulls, and it turns the rotary check valves. Alright, what they did is I took your main throttle bleed right here. It travels to the center of the rotary check valve, which goes in a loop on each rotary check valve, which is like noted like that. And then the purple and blue line shows that it goes in a path. So this is that blue line. Alright. Alright, now this will turn. Notice, like when I turn it that way, if I turn them to straight center to where they're straight centered, all four pistons are working at this. All four power pistons are sending their fuel, lines to the plunger on the Govenor, or the flywheel. Yeah, eventually we'll get to the flywheel. All right, now as you can see, if you turn one off, you now have three going straight into the power off and keeping that extra in turn. And you can do that for another two, right? And then maybe a third. So now you're running on just one. And it doesn't matter as long as you got a fuel pump, which is on the overhead block. And what was the other thing I was going to do? I was going to take one of these off and show you, but okay. Alright, so we redid this part, the oil check valve, because I wanted to make that clear, but this is the old one, and that would go in the center there. We're just about round enough. That shows you how round we are. So we're still in this. They stand up like that, so we're still not touching the Alright, those were also given levers, so you can shut them off one by one. Or you can pull this throttle linkage over here. And then over the rotary check valve, there's some teeth. And on the... And it checks. And then it shuts, pulls all the rotary check valves to the side. Enough to rotate them and shut them off. Anything else I can think of right now? So this is your completed side pipe view. The only thing we got to do now is I might make some overlays to show you how round it gets while it builds up. And that is, this right here is a completed Govenor. Didn't know how to draw the throttle linkage on there, so that was noted with just some blue lines over the nuts. Didn't know exactly how to draw that. That's only because I wanted a manual shut off lever for all of them. Granted, you could put a little motor on it and alarm it, or I'll show you the throttle solenoids the next day. So we got these right here. are your throttle hoses. You can either do either connect one to here, or you can do a throttle nose. One of them will be at least 1 T, and then back into the throttle nose. But you can also have, you got up to 4 hoses on your throttle solenoid. So here's a completed Govenor, bud. One of the hardest parts on the machine. That means we're almost done. All I gotta do is a little bit more and then critique it. I think we have to do, what is it? There's some extra work for it. Like, this is finished Govenor part 1, and then we'll show you finished Govenor part 2, which is just going to be a circular display down the plunger body. Alright, thank you.